All right, here we have by Scalextric the 1970 Dodge Challenger TA. And this race car, the Dodge Challenger actually was all new for Dodge in 1970. They were trying to get into the competitive pony car wars, as they were called, you know, with the Ford Mustang and the Chevrolet Camaro that was already doing so well. And the 70 Challenger and its cousin, the also all new for Plymouth, the 70 Barracuda, or the Cuda for performance models. It was the E-body platform, and Chrysler, Dodge, Plymouth, they wanted a car that they could more easily stuff, you know, the need, you know, for huge and bigger and more battery, powerful big block engines. So this car was, this platform, the E-body platform, was a good bit wider than, say, the Chevrolet Camaros and Mustangs of the time, so that they could more easily do that for drag racing. But this was new. This was the SCCA Trans Am Racing Series, and the requirements was, I believe, for about a 305 cubic inch engine. So what Dodge did, they took the awesome 340 cubic inch small block Mopar, legendary to us Mopar fans, and it was de-stroked and just down to about 304 cubic inches. And I've read that it pushed anywhere to up like 450 horsepower, which is incredible. But this car was driven by Sam Posey, the number 77 car. There's another one, number 76, is, you know, a different driver, but this one was sponsored by Auto Dynamics with sponsorship from Classic Wax. But it was based off of the street version, the Dodge Challenger TA, and you know, it was pulled directly off the assembly line, as I understand it, and it's the body was lightened and made ready to race in the Trans Am series. But this car did marginally well. It had you know, some third place finishes. It was used heavily, but that was, again, it was some exciting racing. But you can see this, what's called the snorkel hood scoop. It was definitive for the 70 Challenger TA for both the racing car and the street version. And but yeah, this sublime green, just a classic Mopar color of the era and of that time. But yeah, sadly, you know, the Dodge Challenger, you know, it began life in 1970. And by 74, it was done. That was the last year for the Challenger. But this car definitely strikes a note with me and my love for American muscle cars and the stories my dad told me growing up. But yeah, it's just an awesome looking car. But let's get the body off the chassis so you can see what I've done to enable this car, this Scalextric car, to run on my Carrera Digital track. All right, now we got the body off the chassis. You can see it's very basic chassis for Scalextric, and Sidewinder motor. And these are the original tires. I have just sanded them and trued them. A lot of the Scalextric cars, their tires, they sand very well. They're on the tire truer and do reasonably well. So I have not upgraded these. I'm going to just see how it runs with the original tires being sanded and trued, and I've also sanded and trued the front tires. And I've removed the traction magnet from the car as well. So, and then here is the Carson Decoder chip, and this is just a great product. It fits so easily. I've said it before in other videos, but the decoder chip comes mounted to this base plate, and you know, you take the single screw out and detach the wires from the original board that's in here for analog mode, and it's a, you know, exact fit. You pop it right back in, and you can see the sensor is already mounted. You know, if this was a Scalextric digital decoder, that sensor would be more towards the center. So that's one of the easy telltale signs if you happen to pick up a Scalextric car and you're like, oh, this has got, you know, a digital decoder. If it's the sensor's offset to the left side of the car, it's Carrera. If it's more centered, it's a Scalextric. This is the standard Scalextric guide. I have upgraded, replaced the braids, because again, the braids that Scalextric provides with their car, they're very, the word I like to use is wispy, very thin, and they work fine for the Scalextric track for which they were designed for. But for a Carrera track, the slot is wider, the rails are a little bit further apart, so I just went ahead and put a little bit better braid on there. But I'm going to give it a go and see how this standard guide does. But let's see, I don't think I've anything else. You know, still everything, the original axle, plastic bushings. I have put a little bit of oil in the bushings. I need to, you know, check the grease on the gear. But everything spins and moves pretty good. But let's get the body back on the chassis and see what kind of lap times we can get. Getting a little loose in the corners. And there you go, an 8.1 second lap time, not too bad. And I think I could definitely get under the 8 seconds with a slot invasion guide designed for Scalextric cars to run on Carrera track, but not too bad. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, please like. If you feel so inclined, I hope you have a good one. Bye.